Hello there guys and welcome, it is Murkin here, and today it is time for episode number 3 of the FIFA 16 show. This is of course the series where I bring you weekly updates and news concerning FIFA 16, the new game coming out in September, and today I'm spoiled for news to bring to you, to be honest with you, because obviously we just had Gamescom. As you're watching this, I think we've just had Gamescom, it's just finished, so there's all sorts of news, trailers. Again, if we could smash 50 likes on this episode of the FIFA 16 show, because there is so much news, it's absolutely mad. All the trailers from Gamescom will be in the description below. If there's any that you've missed or whatever, the links to those will be in the description below, because I think there's quite a few gameplay trailers there. But we're going to start off, because I'm a career mode YouTuber, we're going to start off with the career mode news that has come out of this week, because there's just so much. The first thing then to do with career mode, some new features within career mode have been announced, and the first of which is training, player training. Finally, after about 5 years, you can actually train the players you want to in the attributes you want to. So say you've got a player who can't cross for toffee, but they've got good pace or whatever, they've got good dribbling, you can make sure they focus on their crossing so that their crossing attribute goes up at a faster rate than any of their other attributes. Now in the background you'll be seeing some screenshots of how this exactly is going to work, but I'll give you some of the little info about this. As you can see in the background, you've sort of got a little bar to give you progression as to how close they are to getting to the next sort of stats within that attribute. Again, as you can see in the background, there is also a screenshot of simulating pre-season training, because you can do it manually, where you actually use the sort of the skill games that you get on FIFA 15 and FIFA 14, or you can just simulate them in a matter of seconds. That's probably what I'm going to do. In the background you can see also a screenshot of when you use it manually, or when you do the training drill manually. But it's based around skill games, as I said, but it can also be simmed. It improves the player's stats in the attribute that you sort of focus it on. There's certain different drills, like through balls, passing, crossing, defending, attacking, finishing, whatever. All those different types of drills that sort of focus on a certain attribute for a player. Younger players improve faster than older players, so it might be a tactic to go for younger players in terms of sort of getting them to a higher stat quicker instead of going for a player who's already at the peak of their power. You can only train 5 players per week, so 5 players at a given time, and apparently it works better if you use the same 5 players over and over again instead of chopping and changing. So you might want to sort of decide on 5 players that you need to improve, sort of 5 younger players that you need to improve on before the season starts, and then sort of train them for 3 months, then stop, then go for another 5 players in sort of a cycle of quite a few weeks, sort of like 12 weeks in a row, something along those lines. Harder drills improve stats faster. Again, as I said a moment ago, you can only do 5 players at a time or per week. This training actually also sort of detrimentally affects the price of the player. So obviously if they get better, it actually shows you a percentage increase in their transfer sort of worth on the actual training tab. So that's quite cool, gives you a little sort of insight into how much the training is actually helping the players. And also, just something that I wanted to think about is, I don't know whether this is actually the only means of growth for players. I hope it's not, because obviously then you've got a situation where you have to train players, otherwise they're not going to go up stats at all. I can only imagine this is on top of the normal growth system that you get on normal FIFA titles. But that's the first big thing, is the training. The next thing, this is the second of the 2 big things. Pre-season tournaments have finally been implemented into career mode. So what happens is you're invited to 3 of 9 different tournaments in different areas, so in Asia or in Africa or whatever, in different continents, in the Middle East or in Europe, of course. Now again, I'm not entirely sure how many of the tournaments you actually have to, I'm guessing you don't have to attend any of them, realistically, but I would have thought you're only allowed to attend 1. You'll get invited to 3, but maybe you choose 1. But 9 is a large amount to have. I'm really happy that they've sort of gone really in depth, because they could have just had 1 or 2 pre-season tournaments, but 9 in different areas as well is a really nice, just awesome way of doing that. You win prize money depending on how you do. This is fantastic. This means that pre-season isn't just some sort of wasted, oh yeah, I'll just sim the first 3 games of the season because they don't matter. This actually goes forwards your transfer budget that you can use, of course, in the summer, because pre-season is in the summer. So that's, another 10 million euros, which I think applies to about £6.5 million. Not entirely sure. That's a decent chunk of money. If you attend 2 pre-season tournaments, let's just say that's possible. If it's not, I'm not entirely sure. But let's say you attend 2, you win both of them. That's like 12 million you've got added on to your transfer budget. That could be huge if you're a smaller or mid-table team. So that's absolutely massive, and I'm really glad they've gone in depth with that. There's different quality of opponents in each of the tournaments. That's fine. So if you're a bigger team, you'll probably get invited to a tournament where there's bigger teams to play against, like Bayern Munich or PSG or Barcelona in a sort of elite championship. What happens is you play in group games, you're in a group of 4, so you play 3 group games. You then go into a semi-final if you progress from the group stages, and then into a final. So there'll be 2 groups of 4 teams. The first 2 in each group go through to the semis, and then the winners of the semis obviously go into the final, and the winner of the final wins the big prize, sort of the prize money at the end. But obviously you will earn a smaller percentage of that depending on how you do if you don't obviously win the tournament. You also get unlimited substitutions during the pre-season friendlies like you would in real life, which is absolutely awesome to see, because it was so annoying that you were restricted to 3 last time on FIFA 15. You were only allowed to do 3 substitutions, but now you can do unlimited substitutions, so you can obviously bring your whole team off at half-time, sort of experiment with different formations and different players. So those are the 2 big things, pre-season tournaments even. My words just aren't working today. Pre-season tournaments and also player training. The smaller things, GTN scouts are apparently better. Scout reports last for a year, not 3 months now. You'll be seeing a list of this stuff on the screen as well if you can't keep up with my talking. I do realise it is quite fast. You can now sign free agents out of the transfer window. You couldn't do that before. You could only sign them in one of the 2 transfer windows, so that's good. That's like you would get in real life. Hopefully you get some better free agents than you did on FIFA 15 as well, because they weren't that good on FIFA 15. Hopefully there's some sort of young players who end up on the free agents list after the first season. New head-to-head stats, which is slightly more immersive. You'll be seeing a screenshot of that on the screen now as well. It's known as the story of the season, and it compares the stats of the players, or their weights and stuff, and their heights and their nationality. Hopefully that actually sort of compares their stats across the season as well, like sort of their assists and goals and appearances and clean sheets if they're a goalie or a defender, because that would be a little bit better, I think, really. You're probably going to know the player if they're doing a head-to-head, because they most likely choose the best players out of that team. So if your football knowledge is good, you're probably going to know the actual information, like nationality of the player. You're going to know that about the player anyway, so it'd be better if it was their actual stats across the season. Short-term loans are now 6 months as opposed to 3 months, and you can also have these new 2-year loans as well, so that's quite interesting to see, because obviously it was quite hard to loan players out on FIFA 15. Hopefully that's a little bit easier. Scouts also now recommend players based on your team's weaknesses. You have less high-profile signings, and the budget now takes a percentage of the last season's money or earnings into account. So if you win the league, basically, in your first season, and then you had 20 million at the end of the season, that's no longer just wiped from the budget, because before you could win the league, earn like 25 million, and then only have like 10 million to spend the next summer. A percentage of that, I assume quite a high percentage of that, depending on whether you've reached your objective in the league or in the cup or whatever, is put towards the next season, so you're not just absolutely robbed of like 20 million that you've earned in the season before. So that's all the career mode stuff. I'm going to talk briefly about the Ultimate Team stuff as well, and then I'll talk about the smaller things of Gamescom next week. I realise it's going to be a hideously long video, but just bear with me, because there's a hell of a lot of stuff involved in this. But just my opinions on the career mode stuff, it's great. I really like the fact they've actually sort of listened to the community, because obviously I was a small part of the hashtag change career mode thing that started in the winter at the start of the year, that was started by Charlie Sports and Chesnoid Gaming. Massive kudos to those guys, because they've pretty much single-handedly, along obviously with the support of us guys who did videos about it, but them coming up with that idea has pretty much probably single-handedly got us stuff like pre-season tournaments and training. So if you want to thank anyone, go and thank those guys, and I was just proud to be a part of such a movement against everything. But yeah, anyway, that's all the career mode stuff. Now if you're wanting some Ultimate Team stuff, I'm going to turn my pad over, because I didn't think about that before, and now we're on to the Ultimate Team stuff. Now, the first thing that was announced the first thing that was announced are the new cards, and you'll be seeing a screenshot of that in the background. Interesting design, not too keen on the non-rares or the Team of the Seasons, but the informs look mad, the legends look mad, the rares look insane, the shapes are really nice. Again, the shapes of the non-rares, they look disgusting, but ignoring the non-rares, you won't see many of them. it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm not too much of a fan of the hero or man of the match cards either. They don't look very shiny. I'm a fan of shininess, to be honest with you. But the informs and the rares look great. The team of the seasons look okay, actually. Now that I think about it, the team of the seasons are alright. The team of the years look nice as well. They're the black and blue ones, just in case you didn't know. The rest of them are pretty self-explanatory because they're the same colours as you would have expected before. But if you didn't know, the red and blue ones are the record breakers. The oranges are the man of the match. Pink is footies. Green or sort of turquoise are the player cards, and I think that's it, isn't it, really, out of the sort of the ones you don't get very often, and then the black ones are obviously informs, blah 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 blah. You probably know that already, but I think they look pretty good. Drop your thoughts, actually, about the card designs, the colours and stuff, and the shape. What do you think of them? Drop that in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to read all of your thoughts. But now, on for the big stuff. When it comes to Ultimate Team, there's a new game mode within Ultimate Team. Within the game mode, there's game modeception going on. FUT Draft. Basically what it is you pick 11 players, you're given 5 suggestions per position, so you sort of sort out a formation, and then obviously you fill in the blanks with your players, but you suggested 5 players. Now these range, okay, so given that you've chosen your goalkeeper, your centre-back will vary in terms of the suggestion that's given to you. Either you'll get the best centre-back, or, you know, centre-backs who have good ratings, or you'll get a centre-back who has good sort of chemistry with your goalkeeper. So you've sort of got to balance chemistry as well as the actual rating of the team. I think they all tend to be gold. I think they're all gold players. So basically, you can just set up a dream team, but you've got to sort of balance the ratings with the chemistry, because chemistry still applies. Now, you play games online or offline, but if you play games online, I think you earn a bit more in terms of coinage. But if you play offline, you can obviously then choose your difficulty. But if you play online, you can't obviously do that. Now, the way it's run is to enter the FUT Draft. It's sort of it's almost like a tournament thing. To enter it, you have to pay 15,000 coins or 300 FIFA points. Now, the aim is to win as many games as possible in a row. If you lose, you're obviously kicked out and you have to enter again. But depending on the amount of games you win in a row, you earn prizes, and these come in the form of packs. And the more games you win in a row, the better packs you earn. So say you win 5 games in a row, you'll win like a jumbo premium gold pack that costs like 15,000 coins, or maybe a 25k pack. But if you only win like 1 game in a row, you'll win like a standard silver pack, or a jumbo silver pack, or, you know, a rare silver pack, or something like that. So it actually progresses the more games you win. You still earn coins per match, so that's absolutely fine. It's still like normal Ultimate Team in that sense, but it's almost quite split from Ultimate Team. I'll go on to that in a minute. But yeah, as I said a minute ago, the aim is to win as many games as possible in a row. The more you win, the better the prizes. When you lose, you're out and you have to start again, paying 15,000 coins or paying 300 FIFA points. Still get games per match. Informs, team of the seasons, man of the matches, etc. do become available for FUT Draft or Ultimate Team Draft when they're obviously released. Obviously, you can't get them before, but when sort of man of the matches and stuff are released, you can get them. They do appear in the suggestions for FUT Draft, sorry. Fatigue and injuries do not carry over into the next game, so your players will always start with, you know, they're always like ready and raring to go for the next game. You can get injuries within the game if they force a player off, if it's a bad enough injury, but the injuries and fatigue are not carried over into the next game. But you never own the players you use in Ultimate Team Draft because it's completely separate from Standard Ultimate Team. So those players do not, of course, carry over onto Standard Ultimate Team because you've not had to buy them or pack them. So it's quite an interesting thing. It's a completely different game mode almost, but it's sort of linked to Ultimate Team with the whole chemistry style thing, obviously using the cards and whatever that you would find in Ultimate Team, but also winning packs and stuff that you can then redeem in Standard Ultimate Team. It's really clever. I really like that idea. It freshens up the game mode completely, and it's just nice. It's just a different thing in Ultimate Team. So that, combined with the career mode news that we got at a Gamescom, is absolutely fantastic. Drop your thoughts on the news so far that you've heard in this video in the comment section below. I'll read all your opinions and stuff, and I'll see what the general consensus is about the news out of Gamescom, but I think it's pretty damn promising after the gameplay stuff we got really at E3. And apart from that, we've got some new legends as well that are exclusive to Xbox: Deco, Jari Litmanen, Gennaro Gattuso, Javier Zanetti, George Best, Vitor Bayer, George Giggs. Oh my god. Ryan Giggs, that's what I was going for. And Alessandro Nesta are 8 new legends exclusive to Xbox. You can't get them on PlayStation, of course. You'll be seeing a screenshot of those in the background. But yes, more legends that I'm probably never going to use because I barely play Ultimate Team, but more legends in general. Another side note as well, you might see a screenshot to this in the background. I'll leave this as an outro screenshot. Is that there is a new Bundesliga deal, the same as the Barclays Premier League deal that we had last year, which gives the sort of the official rights, and it makes it look as if it was, you know, it's the same as the TV sort of presentation that you get in real life on ITV4 if you're watching in England, or just on a standard channel if you're watching in Germany. But that's beyond the point. Any trailers, again, from Gamescom will be in the description below concerning Career Mode, concerning Ultimate Team, or just any gameplay trailers that were released during that gaming event. I realise this has been the longest episode of this series since it started on FIFA 14, and I'm massively apologetic for that, but I can't help the ridiculous amount of news that's been released all in 1 week. If you did enjoy, feel free to leave a like, smash the like button. If you did enjoy, 50 likes again would be absolutely awesome. If you're still here at this point, 16.5 minutes later, then there will be a cookie in the post for you. Drop it in the comments section below if you have got this far, and I will send a cookie to you, first class delivery, because if you've managed to survive 16.5 minutes of me talking at you, then there's definitely cookies are deserved. But anyway, subscribe if you are new around here as well. Comment about enjoying the video that much if you've made it this far, and also with your thoughts on the news released from Gamescom this week. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys for a full 17 minutes in this series. Take it in. It will never happen again. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a good day. Enjoy yourselves. And goodbye. Oh my god, my voice is so croaky now.